Hello, Northwest Arkansas. This is your host, Nick Limbird, with my co-host, Tara Limbird, and I'd like to welcome you guys to Bird's Eye View, Real Estate in Northwest Arkansas. How are you doing this morning, Tara?
I'm doing great. I can't believe it's our third episode of the show. We appreciate you guys tuning in and just being a part of our little chit chat here. So
yes, week 3, we're still standing. So
that's right.
Great.
Yeah, this week it's going to be kind of cool because we're actually going to talk this week because we are a team here in Northwest Arkansas. So many people always want to know what is a team? What does that really mean? Why do I need a team versus an independent, real estate agent? So we're going to kind of talk about that from the buyer and seller's end of what's that really mean for them.
Sure, I think it's going to be a great conversation and topic to really let people know, going a little bit deeper about what's going on in the real estate world and how that separates one from another.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get started, though, we want to kind of always kick it off with some positive moments. So it is October.
Ah, great month, great month.
And why is that, Nick?
It's my birthday month.
What? Okay. I want to get you the same thing you got me for my birthday.
A lot of love. Right?
No, a lot of nothing.
Oh.
just kidding. You get to that point in your life where you go out and pick out your own birthday presents, right?
Oh, I still go buy it.
No, you're kind of hard to deal with for sure. Another fun thing we had just a couple weeks ago is back in September we had a contest with our team, and so we had a pool party. It was the guys versus the girls, and I hate to admit.
Oh, guys versus girls. So
yeah.
Tell me who won that one.
The guys, but I think y'all cheated.
Well, you would, because we beat you quite badly.
No.
Men rule, girls drool, right?
No. Our daughter Ellie would not agree with that either. So
great time though.
Yeah, nice weather, and really, I tell you, in this business, real estate is very stressful, and so you have to find those moments, plan those moments to just step aside and relax. And so we got a little R&R in that day.
Well, and Wally got knocked into the pool too, so that was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
So that made the evening.
That is.
Yeah.
Too bad we don't have that on video.
Yeah, no
for
kidding.
sure.
Yeah.
We'd like to kind of introduce a home of the week. We didn't do this the first couple weeks, so it's a little bit new to our program. But we do have a home of the week. It's in Fayetteville, and the street name is just kind of cool. What is it, Nick?
Yeah, it's 2459 North Toy Drive, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Toy Drive. So it reminds me of during Christmas doing a toy drive.
Absolutely. Oh gosh, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, a great house though. 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 45, almost 4,600 square feet.
Yeah.
Really nice house for somebody who needs a lot of space to spread out.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, in Northwest Arkansas, everybody wants to know how close is it to I-49. This house is like 7-8 minutes tops. It's only about 12 minutes to the University of Arkansas.
Well, one of the things you forgot too, it's almost 1.5 acres of wooded land. Everybody's always wanting a huge.
I think, is that a misprint? Because where in the heck are you going to get 1.5 acres in Northwest Arkansas?
I know everybody always wants a little distance between their neighbors, and this definitely provides that.
I know, it's really a gorgeous home with walk-in closets. It even has this cool little secret room that's nestled away in a closet. So,
oh, well, don't forget the outside. You got professional landscaping, patterned concrete floors. It's even got a pool and a real nice patio area.
I know. Maybe speaking of pool party, maybe someone needs to buy this house and invite us over for pool party round 2, right?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, in a 4-car garage. It's even heated and cooled, so you can't get much better than that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Fantastic house.
Yep, for sure. Well, and it's time now. Oh, wait a minute. Did we talk about the price of Toy Drive?
Well, no, we didn't talk about the price, and we also didn't tell them where they can go find it.
Oh, yes.
If they want to get more information.
Yeah, so just go to our website, limbirdteam.com. You can pull that up, and it's a fantastic house. And we'd be glad to give you, whether it's a virtual walkthrough or an actual physical tour of the home.
Absolutely. And, of course, you know how to reach us on the website, but we're always available via phone as well. So feel free to pick up that phone, and we'll get you questions answered right away.
All right. So now it's time for our wonderful, speaking of team that we're going to be talking about today, we have to give a special shout out for our support team.
Who are we talking about this week?
Well, drum roll please. This week's support team call out is Mrs. Joy Larson.
Yeah, she's incredible. The first name Joy is great because she's always in a great mood, and I always have a running joke with her where I always say, "Good morning, Joy," and just it annoys her to death, but she always plays along, and it's become a fun little game. She always is just a great vibe and energy, and just great to be around.
Yeah, and I love when I talked to her about her past career. She's done everything from mowing the lawn at Pinnacle to working at a chiropractic clinic. She has all sorts of interesting background and expertise. So she always makes us laugh.
Yeah,
too.
based on her career path, you'd never think she'd be in the real estate industry with us, but
and
she's
killing it.
Yeah, been a great asset though. Just always willing to learn and go the extra mile. So
yeah, for sure. We love Joy.
Yep, we do indeed.
Yay, awesome. All right. Well, next up, before we get to our main event of why we work with a team, we're going to talk a little bit about 2 weeks ago, our very first show. We talked about our instant offer program, and I am surprised at how many people already in the last few weeks have already dialed us up asking, "I want an instant offer on my house." And a few of those have taken us up, and a few of them have said, "Let's go that traditional route." But that instant offer program is just amazing.
Well, we've gotten some calls too. People want to know, hey, more details about it. So we're always open to having you guys reach out and find out more details. That's what it's all about. The more you know, the better decision you can make for you and your family.
For sure. And I tell you, a large percentage of those people as well have been in this market. You hear we harp about, oh, there's no inventory, things are selling so quick. But surprisingly enough, there are still houses that don't sell, that came on the market and they expired for one reason.
Did you say houses that don't sell in this market?
Yes.
Nobody ever hears that, but you're right.
That's shocking. Yeah. It really is. But those people have kind of said, hey, listen, for one reason or another, my house didn't sell. Tell me about your instant offer program. And even besides the instant offer program, we kind of have an ongoing thing that we say we specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time. We have story after story after story of a house that for whatever reason, and there's usually about 6 different things of why a house doesn't sell, and they'll come to us and boom, we just got one under contract just a couple weeks ago. It'd been on the market 6 months, didn't sell. We listed it and sold it in a week. So.
Sure. No, it's been funny. There's been times we've been the 5th, 6th, sometimes 7th or 8th realtor to list a house, and a lot of times we've gotten it done in those cases. So
no, that's for sure.
The track record's been great for us.
Absolutely. And for sell by owners, it's real interesting because a lot of people that go a for sale by owner route, they do so because they want to save some money. Because, when it comes to hiring an agent, of course, nothing is free. But the way I think of it too is kind of like selling a car. I could go out and try to sell it myself. Do I really know what the true value is? Do I really want to mess with meeting people at all times of the day, all times of the night, and try to sell that? So, a lot of times I even see people that are successful. It's not about sometimes being successful at selling their home. They sold it themselves and they got the job done. But I look back at some of the prices they sold it for, or just the
Well, let me jump in on that.
Yeah, sure.
The National Association of Realtors actually recently ran a study that people leave 13% or more equity and value in their house by not listing with a real estate agent. Can you believe that?
No.
A lot of times people worry about the commissions on the real estate side, but the fact that they're leaving 13% or more could have paid for a realtor and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing is do you really care what you pay for anything, real estate agent or whatever else, or do you care about what you net? Because that's what you should go. How much money is going in your pocket?
Absolutely. It's all about the check and getting it or not getting it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's great, and now we want to move on with our show. And again, you're here with the Bird's Eye View Real Estate Northwest Arkansas. We want to do a little shout out now to a special agent on our team. Nick, you want to tell them who that's going to be this week?
Oh, that's one of our rock stars, Kate Gaffigan.
Woohoo, Kate. Kate is awesome. Speaking of backgrounds, we talked about Joyce. Kate used to work in emergency management, which if you've ever bought or sold a house before, you know how much that is similar to emergency management, because in real estate there feels like there are fires and 911 calls every single day. And what I love about Kate, she's always just super calm, super chill, doesn't get real high, doesn't get real low. She's like just perfect to work with because she keeps you right on tap.
Well, absolutely, and if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I want her on my team. And I'm glad she's here with us.
Yeah. Hey, remember we had that contest, boys and girls? So we keep it that way. Kate's coming with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Renegotiate that one.
Yes, we'll see. So, way to go, Kate. Kate's been with us for 3
years now.
Yeah. So she's done a heck of a job. We love having her. All right, so I guess it's that time, Nick. Our main topic for today is talking about why a team is best. We kind of spilled into this just a hair last time in talking about how we even started as a team. And, you know, I got into real estate 16 years ago, and then in 2010, even though the market was terrible, I was fortunate to have a lot of business. And you had your license back in Little Rock back in the day. And
Sure, I first got licensed in 2001 and just kind of dabbled in real estate. Thought, oh, hey, I'm going to do it on the side. And there's a lot of agents out there that do that. And
Right.
As it worked out, I pretty much wasted about 9 years of doing very little to nothing. But I
Right.
had that real estate license thinking the minute I had it that something was going to turn about from it. And it wasn't until 2010 that we started our team, and I really started to take advantage of that license.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be in a terrible market and to be busy and realize that, you know, that there was more business to be had, but I just wasn't. The thing is, one person can only do so much. It doesn't matter how wonderful you are, because I would like to think I'm wonderful. Let's admit that, right, Nick?
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. But at some point, there's only so much that you can do. And with realtors, they wear a lot of hats. I mean, when you're in real estate, let's start naming a few. You're the sign person, hammering a sign in the yard. You're measuring a house.
Oh, the appointment setter.
The appointment setter.
Oh, you're supposed to do marketing too.
Marketing, pictures, flyers, brochures, virtual tours,
Oh,
websites.
you forgot actually talking to clients and
Oh.
following up on stuff.
Answering your phone.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a big
hard
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dealing with measuring the house, figuring out title requirements, survey issues, closing dates, home warranty companies, the inspection. Oh, now there are repairs. What to do with the repairs? You're really just a jack of all trades. And it's true. What do we always hear? A jack of all trades and a...
Master of none.
Yeah.
And that's the deal. You know, there's a lot of things that people are really good at, but you, like you mentioned, you get spread so thin that you just don't do anything as well as it needs to be done. And
Right.
I think that's really what we've set our team apart from the industry, because we
sure.
saw that early on and wanted to create a better overall customer experience.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much detail that goes into one real estate transaction, much less somebody trying to juggle 2 or 3 or 15 or 20 at one time.
Right, no,
Or
for
even
sure.
more in certain cases.
We talk about that a lot, is that the real estate industry itself is just kind of a broken model. And it's not to say that a one-man show can't sell your house and that they can do a good job. But the deal is, it just, like you said, you just get spread so thin, and that and the way we look at it a lot of times is like going to the doctor's office. Okay, do you want to go to a doctor's office where when you walk in, they're checking you in at the counter, they're filing your insurance, they're getting you set up for anesthesia, and then they're performing the heart surgery too, it's just, you want someone for truly a great experience, is someone that is specialized in every single thing that they do.
Well, absolutely. And one of the running jokes in the real estate industry is you talk to any real estate agent, and most real estate agents do work very hard, but they're not really working hard. They may work 10, 12 hours, but they're only spending probably 2 or 3 in things that they really need to be doing, because they're handling all those details behind the scenes. That,
Right.
unfortunately, that doesn't sometimes, push that agenda forward to get that house that you've got listed sold and to the closing table, or handling all the details with that buyer being available when that buyer needs you to go show
No.
houses.
Definitely, I mean, you're right. Like if I hire someone to sell my home because I've got a job and I'm moving to Seattle and I need this house gone in 30 days, I want whoever I hire to spend as much time as humanly possible promoting my home, following up with people, getting people in my house to see it, following up with those people, not handling paperwork, hammering signs, dealing with lot boxes, and there's just so many little details that go into
Sure, and one of the biggest complaints we hear with any real estate transaction is communication. It's so crucial, and that's one of the things that really sets us apart, is we have so many people touching that file, communicating every step of the way, and it makes a significant difference.
Absolutely.
I actually had a current client that I spoke to this morning. Actually, we're trying to get his house to the closing line, working through the inspection and all that, got that handled, and he said, man, your team has been amazing, because the communication and the email follow-ups, and I know what's going on every step of the way. He said, I've done 10, 12 transactions in my life. He said, I've never gotten an experience like this.
That's awesome.
And it's so challenging, because if you've got several deals going, it's hard to give that person that attention
Right.
and that communication that they so need and desire.
Yeah. Well, and whether you're talking about a seller who needs their home sold or a buyer who's looking for that perfect house, once you write the contract and the ink is dry, that's where the real work begins.
Yeah, very true, very true.
You know, and we're seeing so much right now in Northwest Arkansas, deals falling apart left and right.
I've never seen it the whole time we've had our team. It's
No.
close to what, 20%, 1 out of 5?
Yeah, 1 out of 5 right now, and I don't know for sure, but in my mind, my 2 biggest guesses are, right now when the market's hot, that means a lot of people jump into real estate. So you do have a lot of unexperienced agents who are trying to hold deals together when they really just haven't been trained to how to do so properly.
Yeah, no, we all start somewhere, but
Yeah,
experience
absolutely.
is crucial, and you've definitely got to get a little, tested and get a few deals under your belt for sure.
Right. And my other theory, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but is because there are not a lot of homes to choose from right now, I feel like sometimes buyers go under contract, but they're not emotionally invested in the home. They just wrote a contract because that was the only one left to do. And then 3 weeks later, they see another house hits the market and they're trying to terminate that one and go after another one. Because I think, I remember back in 2004, 2005, years later when I would go to list someone's house for sale, if they bought during that time period, I always like to ask people, why did you choose this home? What was it that was special about this home? And so many people during that time frame said, well, it was down to this one or one other, and we found out that one already had a contract on it, so we chose this one. And so when you just don't have that emotional investment in the home, it's easy to cut the cord and run to the house down the street.
Yeah, sure makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see. We're going to roll with that anyway. So, but another thing on the buyer side that's really, I think, a great advantage with having a team is because we do have so many agents that you can work with, and a lot of them act as a showing assistant. And what that means is, because we talk about the inventory being so tight, if a house pops up on the market that fits your criteria and you want to see it, you need to go see it right then and there. So what if you call your agent and they go, oh, shoot, I'm in a closing and then I have an appointment right after that, so I can go show you at 8 o'clock tonight. Well, that house may go under contract. So we never want our calendar to interfere with your ability to get your dream home. So we have showing assistants on our team that can say, hey, I can meet you there in 15 minutes.
Sure, no, that's a great point. And there's a saying in real estate, time is of the essence. And definitely with this multiple offer circumstances that we're dealing with a lot in the market, it's super crucial. And that's one of the things that also separates a team from a single agent or even a bigger team in certain cases, is a lot of times they've got backup where everybody's got to go out of town or got a family engagement they've got to do, go to their kid's baseball game or football game or something along those lines. And that's the great thing with our team is, we usually have 3-4 people that can step in and under certain circumstances, particularly important right now with this market, like you mentioned, with the timing and the velocity you've got to come out of the gates to get a house that may have multiple offers coming.
Yeah, for sure. I saw one time when I first got in real estate, someone had a sign on their door that said something along the lines of, the house you saw today and want to think about tonight is the same house someone else saw yesterday and thought about last night and wrote an offer or something. I don't know. It was worded much better. But in this market, sometimes there is no night. It gets listed and it sells the same day.
Oh yeah, we've seen houses 4 or 5 offers in a couple hours. And,
right.
So that's why you've got to be on top of it, and somebody's got to really be dialed into their clients. And getting back to that, sometimes when you're wearing all those hats and doing all those tasks, sometimes things slip through the cracks.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think with, not every house is going to sell as quick. We all know that. And then the market's changed. And the nice thing about having a team too, I look now at the dollars that we spend to help market our clients' properties. You and I couldn't have done that by ourselves, but having a team, we can put funds together, our resources, and it gives us more power to really expose our clients' properties.
Sure, that's
better.
a great thing. We all know that exposure is key, and when you're listing properties and getting it out there to as many avenues, turning over as many rocks to find that one buyer. And even in the slower market, it just takes that one right buyer, and you've got to have some real marketing firepower. Like you mentioned, we're able to do that because we do so many transactions and so much volume, where a lot of times you get into a situation, that single agent or maybe agent with a partner or something like that, they just don't have the means to spend. There's lots of free opportunities to go out there and market properties, but let's be honest, you've got to spend money to make money, and you've got to spend money to get that exposure. It's one of those, I wish that were the case, because we'd all be a little bit better off, but unfortunately that's an essential attribute in selling real estate.
Definitely, and I think that's where having a team does help, because as a single agent, it's scary because sometimes agents don't want to spend that money to promote a property because what if it doesn't sell?
Sure. No,
Because
definitely.
then you're not just didn't make any money, you lost money.
Yeah, you definitely have to put in investment before you even see the return on
Right.
it. And if you're only doing a couple deals a month or some agents a couple deals a year, it's that's really scary.
Right. No one wants to stroke that check for
Oh,
sure.
no, absolutely
So,
not. But
No,
you
that's great.
got to do it to do it right, though. Unfortunately.
No,
So,
for sure. Well, I think that was a great topic that we've had a lot of questions about with our here on the show. Bird's Eye View Real Estate in Northwest Arkansas is why a team is best. If you have more questions about that, feel free to go to our website, limbirdteam.com, or call us 855-755-SOLD. And then moving on, we have another question from the audience. So let me read that here. Shelly from Farmington, she sent a message on our Facebook page and said, since I missed summer on selling her home, should I wait till next year to sell? And that's a good question because a lot of people think spring and summer, spring and summer. And while those are two of the best times of year to sell because there are more buyers looking, sometimes the nice thing about not listing during that time period is that you don't have as much competition. Because when
Sure.
spring and summer, everybody says, oh, I'm going to wait till spring and summer to sell my house. Well, that's great. There are more people looking than in October, November, December. There may not be as many buyers looking, but there's also less houses hitting the market.
Sure, and what we see too, a lot of times people that haven't sold, even in this hot market, there's still people will pull it off because they don't want to mess with it during Thanksgiving or the holidays or something along those lines. So like you mentioned, the competition gets there. But one of the crazy things is sometimes that can really be an very advantage to selling your home, because here in Northwest Arkansas, of course, we have some very large corporations, be it Walmart, JB Hunt, and Tyson, and a lot of times they're bringing in people for that next year's work cycle, and so we've got a lot of people moving from out of the city or out of state coming here, and they do need somewhere to live, and so a lot of times less competition can sometimes be a better situation.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing too. I know a lot of times people try to time the real estate market like you would time a stock market, and that can be sometimes a dangerous game to play. But right now, interest rates are so low, so there's more buyers out there looking. We don't know what's going to happen after the election, even leading up to the election. As we talked about last week, that really affects the real estate market as well. So now is a great time. It's still a hot time to put your house on the market. There's not a lot to choose from. Buyers' purchasing power is greater than it's ever been.
Well, I think as long as the rates stay in a good historical low, like we've mentioned before, I think the market's going to continue to excel here in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah. Now we're very fortunate to live where we do. Northwest Arkansas is its own little bubble, and that's why we like coming on this show. Everybody wants to talk about real estate, and everybody wants to talk about how great it is to live in Northwest Arkansas. So it's really awesome to have you guys here again for our show, Bird's Eye View Real Estate in Northwest Arkansas. Any little concluding remarks you would like to add in, Nick?
Oh, I think Tara hit it nicely there, but we appreciate you guys joining us, and don't forget to check out our Instant Offer Me program and Limbird.com for any information, or once again, like I've mentioned, we're always available via phone. So
yeah, and
get
we
in
have
touch.
our next week topic we want to be sure and talk about is our home selling process. A lot of people, we talk about first-time buyers a lot, but there are also first-time sellers. And so we want to talk to them about what does it really look like to get your house on the market and sell. And even if you've sold a home before, things change. A lot of people have sold a home somewhere else and they've moved here. And that, the laws and the rules and things that you do from state to state vary. So I think it's going to be a great topic of just kind of, and it could be overwhelming, I think, to people when we talk about selling their home, but we're going to kind of walk you through the process.
Should be a good one. That's something we've got great experience doing, and should make it very easy for anybody who works with us.
Absolutely. So, come back and see us next week. Bird's Eye View Real Estate in Northwest Arkansas.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Be safe. Take care of each other.